S.E.W.com.
It's 7 a.m. Let's rise and shine. Some talks money, the future's aligned. Grab your coffee, let's take a ride. It's wealth and wisdom, time will rise. Author and Mr. Educator, team sharing the wealth, building things you should know. From trust to banking, it's all of us. Your guide to wealth is money and trust. Let's unite to secure it right. Dreams take shape with every insight. Rules and assets, life insurance plans, building for your future with expert hands. Sometimes money and more, building wealth, knowledge to roar. Asset protection plans to grow. Tune in and watch your dreams overflow. From saving today to trust to life, breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips. We're here to help your fortune eclipse. From saving today to trust to life, breaking generational wealth divides. Healthcare directives, banking tips. We're here to help your fortune eclipse. And now it's time to learn. So wisdom's your turn. Invest, protect, and thrive for sure. Signing off is gold, talks, money, and more. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's time to rise and shine for another edition of Soul Talks, Money, and More. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Edmond Williams, educator, author, and investor. Opening minds and closing contracts. I am so noted and I am so excited and so delighted and so very fortunate, blessed to be here with you today. I get to do this again 5 times in the month of June. How about that? I am thankful to you, my WMPR and WGDQ listening audiences, as well as my YouTube and my Facebook viewing audience. Good morning to my dear friend, Mr. Tyreek Osborne, tuning in from Indiana. We got folks listening all over this good old US of A. You just never know who might pop in and let Dr. Williams know you're with us this morning. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. It is good morning, my good friend, Miss Day. Miss Day, counting down the days. Blessings to you on your upcoming nuptials, my dear friend. We are, as speaking of counting down the days, we are on the eve of transition, Mr. Armstrong. In just less than 24 hours, we'll have a new mayor here in the capital city of Jackson. Shout out and best wishes to Mayor-elect Senator John Horn, who will be taking the helm on tomorrow, July 1st. We wish you guys speed. We wish you blessings in your efforts to lead this city. I've said it once, I've said it twice, and I'll say it again. One person cannot do it all, Mr. Armstrong. We all have to do our part. Of course, somebody has to lead the efforts. There's one person that leads and a whole lot of folks that's got to follow along and do their part to help. So we are certainly hopeful, prayerful that Senator Horn will be able to make a contribution and a difference in the city of Jackson. So blessings and best wishes to you, sir, on your upcoming appointment as the mayor of the city of Jackson. I am really excited today, you guys. I'm going to share some things with you this morning, and you're going to hear me talk about this a lot over the next several weeks. I'm really looking forward to an event that I will be attending for the first time. It's called Invest Fest. Will be held in Atlanta, Georgia, August the 22nd through the 24th at the Georgia World Trade Center there. We're so excited to be a part of this upcoming event. I'm going to ask, if you're not familiar with the event, go online, look it up, Invest Fest. They got a whole lot of folks that are coming together from all over the world to learn about money, investing, opportunities. So many people are interested in the way forward. What can we do to improve and advance ourselves? And so we are convening upon Atlanta, Georgia, August the 22nd through the 24th. Dr. Williams will be there. Learning to Trust will be there. I think my booth number is 439.
I'm going to encourage those of you in my listening audience to come on out, bring your kids. It will be a very good educational event for our children. We go on cruises, we go all over different places that we want to go. Atlanta is only about a 6-hour drive from Jackson, if that far, depending on how fast you're traveling. Not too far to travel by car. I'm going to encourage you. You're going to hear me talk about InvestFest a lot over the next probably 6-7 weeks, because I will be there, and I am encouraging those of us in the Black community to go out and support this event. My understanding is they have anywhere from 25 to 30,000 people that typically attend this event. I do understand that one of the featured speakers will be none other than Mr. Magic Johnson. I'm so looking forward to hearing Magic speak. He had a lot of success on the court, has since had a lot of success in the business world. Last year, I think Mr. Steve Harvey was one of the headliners. He may be back again this year. I will confirm all of the headliners as the weeks roll out and roll on. But I'm really excited about InvestFest. My understanding is there will also be another conference going on the 21st through the 21st. That is the All Black National Conference. That is held and sponsored by my good friend, Dr. Boyce Watkins. That is also being held in Atlanta, August the 21st through the 23rd. So there's a lot of opportunities for those that are interested in learning about doing better when it comes to how we handle our finances, how we invest our finances. Lots of opportunities. So come on and go to Atlanta. Meet Dr. Williams over there. Several of you I've had an opportunity to interact with here locally. Certainly appreciate all of the opportunities that we have had over this past year to speak, whether it was at your church, at your event. I'm always open to doing that. But I tell you guys now, for those of you that are looking for a speaker, you want me to speak, my calendar is kind of getting full for the remainder of the year. But if you want me to come, I'll be happy to be there. But you might want to go ahead and book me now, because once I get on this national stage, who knows how much time I will have to do my work here locally. So let me know. Go ahead and reach out if there are opportunities for me to speak here locally before I get on that national stage. I'm just putting it out there now, letting you know. All righty. I see my good friend, Mr. Body, has checked in this morning. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, my friend. I want to welcome all of you back to another episode of So Talks Money and More. Miss Linda Gaddis down in Hattiesburg has checked in this morning. All my WGDQ listening audience in Hattiesburg and my YouTube viewing audience, thank you so much for joining me this morning. We're going to be talking about a few things this morning. We're talking truth, we're talking legacy, and we're talking strategy. And I'm so happy that you're here. This episode this morning, we're going to be talking about planting trees. Planting trees. I know that's a weird topic, and I'm going somewhere with that. Planting trees, legacy, sacrifice, and the power of one. Legacy, sacrifice, and the power of one. I want to start with a Greek proverb. This has stuck with me for a while now, and many of you, I'm sure, have heard this proverb, and if you haven't heard it, you're going to hear it this morning. It says, a society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they know they will never sit. Let me say that again. A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they know they will never sit. I want you to let that sink in for a minute. One more time. A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they know they will never sit. That's what legacy is all about, people. Planning what you may never get to enjoy, but doing it anyway. Now, for the past few days here in the city of Jackson, we've been privy to several events that have been held across the city to commemorate what would have been the 100th birthday of a man who planted many trees, but unfortunately, he didn't live long enough to sit in their shade. His name, Mr. Medgar Wiley Evers. Mr. Evers was born during a time when he had to enter the war. It was World War II. He's a veteran, and he turned into a civil rights activist after he served his time in the military. He knew all too well that the fight for justice would not likely benefit him in his lifetime. He faced death threats, constant danger, and lived under the shadow of a system determined to silence him. But he fought anyway. He organized boycotts, pushed for school desegregation, investigated lynchings, and fought for voting rights. He didn't just talk about change, he became the change. And on June the 12th of 1963, Mr. Evers was assassinated in his driveway in front of his wife and young children, just hours after President Kennedy delivered a civil rights address. Mr. Evers didn't see the Civil Rights Act pass. He didn't see integration take root. But the seeds he planted, oh, they grew. They grew and they grew and they grew. And the shade he never got to sit in, guess what? We're sitting in that shade today, some 60 years after his death. That's legacy, people. Mr. Evers planted trees, and he knew all the while that he was planting that he would likely never get to enjoy the shade of those trees. But he planted anyway. On yesterday, as I sat at the convention center, enjoying the festivities of the interfaith worship service and listening to all of the beautiful tributes to Mr. Evers for a life well lived, a thought entered my head. Not only did a thought enter my head, if I'm being 100% transparent, a text came across my phone. Here we are commemorating the past. But what are we really doing about the future? What are we really doing about the future? What trees are we planting? And whose shade will they provide? Now, many of us, me included, I was not around when Mr. Evers during his lifetime, but I have sat and enjoyed the shade of the work that he did. I've been a recipient. Like many of you, we're enjoying the shade of that work from those trees that Mr. Evers planted. We live in a time when far too many of our young Black boys are growing up in homes without fathers. We all know that. In fact, according to U.S. Census data, nearly 64% of Black children, particularly Black boys, are being raised in single-parent households, most of them headed by women. Now, before we get all up in arms, what I'm about to say, this is not an indictment of mothers who are in most instances doing the very best that they can under crushing economic and social pressures. But rather, today, this is a wake-up call. A wake-up call to the missing men and women. And this is a plea to our present elders. When a father is absent in the household, the village must stand taller. And yet, we are sitting back watching, just watching. Way too many of our young and our youth fall victim of a cycle that is as tragic as it is preventable. Homicide rates. Homicide remains the leading cause of death for young Black males in particular between the ages of 15 and 24. I woke up yesterday and I went back and kind of looked at some of the headlines from the week. And what I saw bothered me. If I'm being 100, it bothered me. Here are just a few of the headlines in a 1 week span. 18-year-old gunned down at a gender reveal party at the Roosevelt State Park in Scott County. 18-year-old. 15-year-old charged as an adult in Port Gibson shooting. 18-year-old dies from a gunshot wound in Horn Lake. 23-year-old granddaughter of civil rights activist killed in Jackson shooting. Security guard charged with manslaughter after woman killed her alleged 15-year-old boyfriend charged with murder. Let that sink in. That's just some of the headlines. Sadly, unlike in Mr. Evers' day, it isn't a foreign enemy or outside invader doing the killing. It is brother against brother. You know that phrase, black on black crime? It's often used to shame black on black crime. But today, we're going to turn this thing around. I'm using that phrase, black on black, but I'm using it in hopes of sparking action. I am calling on all of our elders. Listen up. Our elders. Who am I talking to? Who am I talking about? Uncles, our barbers, our coaches, teachers, deacons, preachers, retired military personnel, law enforcement, first responders, politicians. We heard a lot from you guys over the last few months, so I'm calling on you now. You were calling on us a few months ago. I'm calling on you now. Formerly incarcerated brothers and sisters, fraternity members, sorority members, social club members, retirees. I am calling on you this morning. And I'm calling on you because we cannot continue to sit back, watch, and allow an entire generation to drift when so many of us have the tools to anchor them. Before we lose another son, before another mother buries her child, before another generation grows up not knowing who they are or where they came from, not knowing about the contributions and the sacrifices of a Medgar Wiley Evers. This call is clear, and the time to act is now. What I'm calling for doesn't require a degree. It doesn't require a title. You know, some of us think if I don't have a title, I can't spur into action. That's for you folks, Dr. Williams, with titles. That require a title, but it does require a decision. A decision not just to watch, talk, and wonder, but a decision to get involved. Medgar Evers didn't see the fruits of his labor, but that didn't stop him from planning, and it should not stop us. Those of us that are sitting in the shade, enjoying the fruits of his labor. Now, my elders, you may be older, but you are not irrelevant. You may be older. You're not that out of touch. You're not. You can have an impact on this younger generation. They need you. And this morning, Dr. Williams is here to tell you, I need you too. Because I have an idea, just a thought that popped in my head. A couple of weeks ago, I was at Walmart and a young man approached me. He was having problems with the car. And he said, I need a boost. Would you mind giving me a boost? Said, I have jumper cables, but I just need a boost. So I agreed to give him a boost and pull my car over. And once I got over there, another young man was there trying to help. And he looked at me, and this young man, I would dare say, was probably about somewhere between 25 and 30 years old. But he looked at me and said, do you know how to put the jumper cables on? Do you know how to put the jumper cables on the battery? No judgment on my part, but I saw that as an opportunity to do something. It's time, people. We've been sitting on the sidelines in the shade, enjoying the shade way too long. On Saturday, July 19th, I'm calling on the elders. Mr. Armstrong, I'm talking to you too. Calling on the elders, Saturday, July 19th. Need you guys to meet me. Miss Woods, down at S.E.W Training Academy, has so graciously told me that she doesn't mind us using her facility. She says anything to help the young people. That's why I came to Jackson. I want to make a difference. So I'm calling that the day we're going to call Each One, Teach One. My vision for this event is just to bring together the youth and the elders from across the city in a space where we can do what's called wealth transfer, wealth of knowledge, because there are so many of us that have so much knowledge inside of us. You know, what I'm calling for, it doesn't require just having a degree. It doesn't require us to have a title. What it requires is for us to make a decision to show up. Transfer of knowledge. We got to transfer this knowledge because knowledge that isn't shared is like a tree that never bears fruit. There are so many of us out here that know how to do so many things that we take for granted. Just like I took for granted that, that young man had jumper cables. Surely he knew how to use them. We take these things for granted. Do we ever stop to wonder, how would they know? How do they know? Who taught them? There are so many things. I sat last night and I engaged my sons, my 22-year-old and my 25-year-old in conversation and just asked them to help me come up with a list of things that a lot of our young folks don't know how to do, Mr. Armstrong. For example, changing a tire. How many times have we seen folks stranded on the side of the road that don't know how to change a tire? Who's supposed to teach them that? Father's not in the homes. Who's supposed to teach them how to jumpstart that battery? That young man wasn't being ugly. He wasn't being, he had no shame. He didn't know. I thank him for letting me know he didn't know. Not going out there blowing something up, tearing something up. He didn't know. But many of us have this knowledge in our head and we're not transferring it to anybody. It's going to die with us. All of this stuff that we know how to do. Right now, it's lawn cutting time. There are many young folks that don't know anything about a weed eater, how to thread the weed eater. There are many of you elder folks that know how to do it. It's time for some knowledge transfer. How to tie a tie. A lot of these young folks don't wear ties anymore because they don't know. They don't have a man in the house to show them, to teach them how to tie a tie. I'm convinced many of them don't know how to wear a belt. Why else would these pants be hanging off? Well, let me pull up how to wear a belt, Mr. Armstrong. Maybe that's why they're walking around sagging. Nobody ever taught them, showed them how to wear a belt. How to respond properly when the police stop you. That could be the difference between walking away from a traffic stop with a speeding ticket alive or being unalived. There are some things our kids need to know. There are some things our kids need to know. And another thing, I think it's time for us to sit these babies down and teach them how to count change. How many of you have ever gone into a restaurant, particularly a fast food place, and the the computers go down and you get this glazed look, deer in the headlight look. I don't know how to count your change back, so we just gonna have to stand here and wait until the computer come back up. Somebody didn't teach these babies how to count change. There are some things that we know how to do, things that we were taught how to do, basic things that these babies don't know. So I'm calling on you. If you've been through something, I need you to teach. If you've survived something, I need you to speak. If you've learned something, I need you to pass it on. Saturday, July 19th. We're only talking about a couple of hours, maybe 2 to 3 hours. That's all it takes. You show them once, you show them twice, and then the third time you let them do. What is it going to cost us? Just a little time, a little investment, our little give back to the children that are coming behind us. For you see, Mr. Medgar Wiley Evers planted trees, and we've been recipients of that shade for far too long. It's time for us to come out the shade and go into the sun. Start planting our own trees. Start planting our own trees. So my number is 601-891-5611. 601-891-5611. I need you to call me and tell me what you have to offer. Don't think that you have nothing to offer. All of us, we've been on this earth a long time. We know how to do something, and don't take for granted that other folks know how to do things just because you know how to do them. It's time to stop watching, waiting, talking about what other folks are not doing, and it's time for us to step up and start doing some things ourselves. Saturday, July the 19th, S.E.W Training Academy, 3906 South Frontage Road, right here in the city of Jackson. I'm calling on you, our elders, uncles, barbers, coaches, teachers, deacons, preachers. Come on out the pulpit. That's the Saturday. Come on out that pulpit. It's time to get busy reinvesting in these children. This is our future. This is our future. There is something that we can do other than sitting back waiting for someone else to do what we need to be doing for our own. Nobody's coming to save us, people. It's time for us to get busy. Retirees, our retired school teachers, there's some things our babies need to know. Come on out for a day. Invest in these children. I'm going to lead the effort. And we got plenty of organizations, fraternities, sororities, 100 Black Men of America, all these different organizations. Y'all can take it and run with it. I don't care. Somebody has to be the pig to get it started, and I'm going to be that pig. I'm calling on the citizens of Jackson, our elders. I'm calling specific folks, Mr. Armstrong, our elders. Now, we can talk about all of this stuff that we see on the news, all these news stories, and how it bothers us. If it truly bothers you, show up. Show up. Give an hour of your time, 30 minutes to these kids. Be a part of the solution. Just told you, Mr. Horn is not going to be able to do it by itself. No one person can. But all of us, each of us, have something that we can offer, something that we can leave behind. We can't take it with us. Where we going, we won't need it, people. We can't take it with us. Let's leave it behind. Looking at the clock, and unfortunately, my time has come to an end, and I just want to thank the family of Mr. Evers and the organizations that hosted these great events over the last couple of days. And I want to challenge each of us. It's time for us to come out of Mr. Mega's shade and start planting trees of our own. Saturday, July the 19th, I'll be there. If the good Lord says the same, I want you to meet me there. Until next time, let's keep on building, let's keep teaching, and let's start planning. Peace.